Alright, hi there YouTube. So, I just scrubbed the crap out of this piece, and I'm ready for the next step of it. It's mostly dry. I spent about 30 minutes doing that. So why don't you come on over here to the bathtub with me, and we'll do the last bit. You can see I filled the tub back up with water, rinsed it out for the most part. I filled it back up with water, and once again it's hot water, and I'm going to put it in here, and see this? Almost no brown, almost no flakes coming off of it. It hasn't discolored the water at all. Now, that's not to say that it's not going to leach tannins once it goes into your tank, but that means that I got everything that's in the surface off. Now, this water is hotter than before. I can barely stand to touch it, but that's kind of the little test I do to make sure I did a good enough job. I put it in there, I kind of give it a shake, and is anything coming off of it? No, so it's all right. All right, now let's go on ahead and go over to the tank here. When I float these, when I put them in a tank, a lot of times what I'll do is well, first of all, let me show you this. There's all these tiny, the lighting's not that great in here. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see my finger kind of disappear into this crack. These are all over the place. It's very important to get into there to scrub everything out. That way you get rid of all the detritus. The reason you bake it is to get rid of any bacterial, anything that's in there, and then the reason you scrub it is to get rid of any detritus that's in there so that it doesn't go into your tank and cause anything negative. If you don't have bacteria and you don't have debris that could possibly be rotting and causing any sort of a problem in your tank, then what else do you have to worry about? Nothing, right? Unless you have toxic wood to start with. But like I said, this is Madrona, perfectly safe hardwood, like Manzanita. We all use it in our tanks. What I usually do with these is I'm perfectly fine with something floating in my tank, especially if it's small like this. It looks natural. In the lakes and rivers, there would be wood floating in the tank, or in the river or lake rather. So what I like to do is I like to just take it and throw it in there. It's really simple. Put my tops back on, my makeshift tops here. It's really simple. It looks natural. The fish don't care. It actually brings them comfort. And I'm going to have to thank my wife for taking the camera for me. Everybody can clap for her in your head. I gave you a moment to do that. I hope you did it. And now that's just floating in there. And I'm just going to leave that in there until it sinks. It could take, sometimes it takes a few days. Sometimes it takes a few months. I've heard of it taking a few years, but with wood that's this hard and this dense, I've never had that happen. And I'll show you where this method has worked before in the past, walking you through some of the tanks to show you some of the woods that I have collected. This piece right here came off of the same tree. This big piece that you see back here came off of that same tree that one did. It's been in this tank for, close to a year now, and I've never had any negative issues. You can see all my fish are happy and healthy. I just followed the same method that I just showed you. This piece down here, you can see it starts here, goes all the way back, and it's this big burl back here. I found that. I don't even know what kind of wood that is. It could be toxic. I don't know at all. But it was driftwood. I found it. It had washed up in a creek bed that had dried up, and I actually drove past it, and I saw it on the side of the road, and I jumped out. This was up at Mount Rainier, and it looked like root, and I know root's okay. So I jumped out of the vehicle, and I grabbed that up, and I took it home, and I let it sit inside of a tank outside of my house. It sat there for quite a long time, and it did fine. Now those were two pieces, and then we've got these two pieces here. Now I think this is a softer wood. I don't think this is Madrona, and I think that's why. It might be. I don't know. But I gathered it from the same place that I got the others. But you can see the fish in here are healthy and happy. Everybody's seen this tank before. For some reason, there's something soft in here, and they're eating away at it up there. But, is it affecting the health of the fish? No way, look at those guys. So this method might not seem like the best possible method in some people's eyes. It might seem like overkill in other people's eyes. It's the method that I have used, and it's worked now for me for the last couple of years. I've never seen a negative effect in any of my fish. So, If you're ever interested, you don't want to pay, what is it, $6.99 is the going rate a pound? Could you imagine how much this driftwood would cost in a 6-foot tank at $6.99 a pound? You know how much it cost me? $1.99 for a wire brush and some hot water and some time. That's it. So you could put some beautiful wood in your tank for next to nothing. Have a gorgeous setup. All you need is the tool and the knowledge, and you now have it. If you have any questions, feel free to post them there. I get an email as soon as you post anything, anything in the comments bar there. I get an email right away, and I respond as quickly as I can. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope to do another how-to in the future. Hope you enjoyed, and go on ahead and subscribe. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.